Good evening. Welcome to the English casting of the teams from Ncgc POLOMOLok versus Ncgc SAMAL as they face off here in the Face Off Wednesday. We have Windranger, Beastmaster, Lich, Faceless Void, and a fifth pick, and we're waiting for that. And for the Dire team, the team from SAMAL has chosen Jakiro, Drow Ranger, Ogre Magi, and Bristleback, and also for a fifth pick. I am Sensei, and I'll be your caster for tonight.
10 seconds.
So for the bands, we have
5 seconds remaining. Ban now.
Okay, for the bands, we have Axe, we have Doom, we have Visage, we have Outworld, or rather Underlord, and we have Skywrath Mage. And for the Dire team, we have Nyx Assassin, Tusk, Naga Siren, Juggernaut, Tinker. Tinker. We are now on the last 20 seconds for the Dire team as they choose a fifth pick for their whole setup.
10 seconds.
So again, we'll be casting this in English. We hope that you will be with us and enjoy as you watch this game. The best of 3 between the team from POLOMOLok and team from SAMAL. What the Radiant has chosen here is Faceless Void as their carry, Lich of course for the support there, so Faceless Void will be on the bottom lane or the safe lane with Beastmaster and Windranger probably swapping lanes there. As for the Dire would be it would be a Drow Ranger, practically a Drow Ranger, and the Storm Spirit there would be roaming around and be catching unsuspecting heroes. Also for the Radiant, we have 2 carries here. The main carries would be Templar Assassin and Faceless Void, and they would be practically engaging in an initiation perhaps by a Windranger Shackle or perhaps a Primal Roar or even a Chronosphere. Any would do as they see fit. And for the Dire, it would be, of course, Silence, perhaps by a Drow Ranger, or maybe Storm Spirit jutting in and just wreaking havoc on the other team. So here we are, best of 3 series between POLOMOLok versus SAMAL, and this is game 1. I am Sensei, and I'll be your caster. So we can see here, Void will be taking the bottom lane. As for the middle lane, it would be Lich supporting Templar Assassin, and for this off lane, we have Windranger and Beastmaster. As for the Dire team, Drow Ranger will be taking the safe lane, practically a carry hero for this setup. And the configuration, Nang SAMAL or Storm Spirit will be taking the mid lane, and Bristleback, supported by Jakiro, will be taking the off lane of the Dire team. 46 seconds into the game, still having no engagement here, but offensive warding, tactical sights here, or optics for Windranger. The 2 Rangers here just hitting each other. There's the Wild Axis, does not hit, and Ogre Magi will be securing the rune here, not unless the Radiant team will be engaging them. There's a signal from the Radiant team. Feeling carry or Faceless Void walking in to secure the rune. And it's about 13 seconds left before the engagement is going to happen. And there we go. First hit by Bristleback, and they're just free hitting each other. There are the bristles. There's a dual breath, but then yes, it will be a steal of runes by the Dire team, and it's gonna go their way. Drow Ranger facing off with another Ranger here. There you see. Good block there by Drow Ranger, boxing out all the creeps there for a better vantage point for their creepings, but then early deny by Beastmaster. Foamy as Bristleback just wanting to last hit with Quill Sprays here, and last hits for a quick item and quick experience. And for the last hits and denies, we have Feeling Carry on top of the lead and Templar Assassin by the mid lane. What could happen here on the top lane is practically a setup by Wind Ranger, Shackle, a Power Shot, as well as a Wild Axis that could bring the squishy heroes right now. Drow Ranger is still too squishy, still now at level 1, both of them, but not by the Radiant team now on level 2. They are just outlaning the Dire team. And we might see some action soon here. We'll see about that. There's the Wild Axis. There's a free hit by Wind Ranger. And we are expecting a Power Shot. Nope. Duxion just backs down. There's some quick aggression here by the Lich. And Bristleback is not phased by it, knowing that Bristle or the Quill sprays would just be protecting him and amplifying damage. Drow Ranger just having a hard time here, being harassed much by the Radiant team. Wind Ranger and Beastmaster delivering quick and easy damages there, and the Power Shot just passes by the head of Drow Ranger. There's a signal for a combination, but then Feeling Carry just walks away.
Denied.
Jakiro waiting for the opportune time. There's the spray, there's the Quill, and Jakiro will be chasing Lich, but then Lich will be taking safety behind the tower. On the bottom lane, it is the Radiant that is being given such a hard time there. And there was just a mishap there. Drow Ranger being able to hit or give a last hit on the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger not being able to get out of there. There's probably a stun, and Drow Ranger delivering the free hits, but not without the life being such in a dangerous state. Power Shot there missing the mark, and they will continue to press on with the creeps there. Templar Assassin about to get ganked there by Jakiro, but Jakiro decides to just not engage and commit right now. There's the Wind Run, there's a stun by Ogre Magi, there's a free hit, Wild Axis being swung around, Wind Ranger free hitting Ogre Magi, there's a Power Shot, but then there's no follow-up by Beastmaster. No more mana for him to even throw another Wild Axe.
Someone's connection just drowned.
Illusion.
There's a signal now for a probable gank. Jakiro. There's the Ice Armor, and Foamy Bristleback is now faced with a free hit on Faceless Void. Lich blasting away at the Dragon, but the Dragon retreats a little. Bristleback tanking the attack there. And while on the top lane, we have here Drow Ranger still in a very bad situation. The life is such in a very bad state. And we will have a pause initiated by Drow Ranger. Again, for those of you who just tuned in, this is the first game of a best of 3 match between Ncgc Polomolok in the Radiant team and Ncgc SAMAL in the Dire team. And we'll be resuming our game right now. There is a teleport by Ogre Magi, but then Templar Assassin is cautious enough just to back down. Lich readying for the rune, but then the Dragon sees him, and there is an attack and initiation. There's the dual breath, but the rune will be taken by Lich. There will be a chase by the Dragon on the Lich, and the Lich will be running away, hoping to survive that, and he will. As for the bottom lane, there is a little one-on-one action between Bristleback and Faceless Void, just wanting those last hits there. Jakiro on the move, creating a sweet and opportune spot, waiting for the right time. There might be a blast, but then it won't connect. There's no commitment for any of those heroes there. Lich will be flanking, hiding in the trees, and will be targeting most probably the dragon. And there it goes. But then there is this quill spray, but not without. We almost failed to see that. There was a kill there by Templar Assassin by the mid lane for a quick kill by TA.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
There's a power shot almost killing Drow Ranger, and Drow Ranger will be wise enough just to back off unless he wants another power shot, or she wants another power shot up her face. There's a Wild Axe just barely missing Drow, and now Ogre Magi will be hunted. There's a shackle by Wind Ranger and free hit. There's a stun on Wind Ranger. Wild Axe is up, and there's a free hit again by Wind Ranger, chased by Beastmaster, and one hit and slash. The axe brings down the Magi. Now the Beastmaster hunting a beast, and the beast is hunting a ranger, and now another ranger is just giving protection, and down she goes. Beastmaster killing Drow Ranger, but then the dragon just kills the Wind Ranger. Beastmaster on the retreat, creeps, and everyone chasing him with focus as Drow Ranger delivering the last hit, but not without another aggression here on the bottom lane. Foamy just spraying quills on the hero here. Faceless Void having all those damages from the quill sprays. There's Bristleback just having an easy time pushing off Faceless Void there, controlling the lane, and is able to do so with quite an accuracy there. Offensive warding by Ogre Magi on the middle lane. There's a shackle, but then she was able to get out of there. But then the last hit and the combination by Wind Ranger as well as Beastmaster will be taking down Wind Ranger again. There is the stun, there's a Wind Run, but then there's a counter, support, and reinforcement by Beastmaster. Wind Ranger almost done there, but then the power shot and the shackle as well as the primal roar will bring Ogre Magi to a stun, but he will be able to get out of there. Now the dragon is there for a reinforcement. Wild Axe is thrown at the dragon. The dragon just burning up Wind Ranger. There is Storm Spirit bringing in the storm and just killing our Beastmaster there in a clash near the rune area.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
Drow Ranger here apparently almost had the worst time in this game, but then it could be awarded now to Wind Ranger, being killed 3 times out of 7. Faceless Void having the ultimate ready. There might be a Chronosphere here, but then Faceless Void just hitting the backside of Bristleback, and it's not a good choice to hit him. And he will be wise enough to back off. There's a signal. Wind Ranger missing the target. The Drow Ranger being able to get out of there. And there is a teleport, a reinforcement by Escanor. Ogre Magi here, supported by Storm Spirit, flanking the 2 heroes on the top lane. Beastmaster, unsuspecting what's gonna happen. It might be a gank, but then no. Drow Ranger falls down first. There's the stun by Ogre Magi. Free hit, and there's a primal roar. Power shot will hit, and the final hack by Beastmaster brings down again Ogre Magi. The top lane seeing a lot of kills and deaths there in favor of the Dire team, and we'll be seeing what happens here as the first tier tower in the middle lane is put out of commission. The 10-minute mark has been up, and the runes are taken.
Killing spree. I'm
There's another kill there by SAMAL. Storm Spirit killing the Lich, and Lich was not expecting that, and now Storm Spirit will be going to reinforce the other lane. And there's another kill there. 1, 2, 3, and a double kill. No, it does not connect as a double kill, but nonetheless, the team from SAMAL taking down 2 heroes now. And it's a 9-9 kill game, but with a 5k net worth advantage for the Radiant team. And the Radiant team just thinking what is supposed to be done here to control the onslaught that is happening, courtesy of Storm Spirit, Drow Ranger, and Ogre Magi. Practically, the stun and the silence just is too much for them to handle right now. They have to be tougher. They have to be much more itemed to be able to sustain this damage. Jakira still does not have the macro fire, and it might be a game changer later on. Or rather, it might push the game to a good finish. But right now, both teams are just showing cautious push along the lanes. Well, maybe a little bit of miscalculated clashes there, causing the Radiant team to die out easily. Unnecessary deaths happening for the Radiant team.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
There's a time walk by Feistless Void, as Bristleback would be defending the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. Reinforcement by Drow Ranger, ready for a gank. There is Storm Spirit initiating. There's the Primal Roar, there's the free hit, but then there's the Macro Pyre, there's the stun by Ogre Magi, and it will be a 2-0 exchange there in favor of the Dire team. The team from SAMAL just exhibiting good coordination and choreography there. The stun and free hits, they knew who to kill. They knew what was supposed to happen first, and it's paying good there. And Templar Assassin melding there, getting a free hit, quick kill to Drow Ranger, but then being discovered there, meld, and then there is a Chronosphere, timely Chronosphere there by Faceless Void, and he will be putting Ogre to sleep. And now Bristleback on the escape route, but then he is not able to do so. There are a lot of them, but not without taking Wind Ranger along with him. And it is a counter push and a counter reinforcement by the Radiant team. The team from Polomolok answers that 2-kill combination with a 4-kill response there, and they mean business here. And they'll be rewarding themselves with a tower on the top lane.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And the Polomolok team now is still out for blood. They want more, and they will be smoking up and be up for the hunt with an offensive warding there by the rune spot. And they're just waiting for an unsuspecting hero. But nonetheless, the team from SAMAL senses something's wrong, and they answer with their own brand of smoke. And they'll be going around the jungle here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And while they are busy hunting, and they see Templar Assassin, there is the stun, multicast happening, but then no go. But Despair is going to be in a lot of despair because he just lost his life. And now the reinforcement for the top lane, second tier tower is here. The cavalry has come, Bristleback on the defense, and Ogre Magi, and it will drive the outsiders away. Wind Ranger hidden, just dancing along beside the unsuspecting Ogre Magi, playing along, but in a very bad situation. She might get exposed here, but the invisibility rune just gives enough time for Wind Ranger to run away to safety.
Dire's bottom tower is about to
Templar Assassin now already has this Desolator, which would prove very dangerous for the squishy heroes of the other team. We have Drow Ranger, very squishy at that, just 1,000 HP, and a couple or 3 hits from the Templar Assassin, even from Meld. might just do the trick there. And of course, let's not forget there is the Chronosphere already online. And a good push there and a good setup. A 3-man or 4-man Chronosphere could bring the whole team down and might just change this game in a split of a second. Good warding there, counter warding where Ogre Magi by their shrine. And they'll be sticking together, 4 of them, while the other one scouts. Bristleback, confident of being able to dish out and just slug it out with the attackers. Ogre Major is scouting, creating more ward spots there for them to have eyes on. And Bristleback creating creep reactions there being noticed by the Radiant team. And they will be converging here. Most probably a setup and a smoke, maybe perhaps. There's a signal. Faceless Void teleporting in. And the smoke is up only for 2 of them. And they'll be checking out and be hitting Roshan here. Rush Pit is now in session. Quick hits here, quick attacks. Good damage by the Templar Assassin. Will be bringing Roshan down in a jiffy. And there we have it. There's the trap. There is the Ice Path. And there is the hit. And Ogre Magi will just die out like that. As squishy as a paper. There's a Chronosphere. There's hit 1, 2, 3, and he's down. He's out for the count. 32 seconds outside the game. The tank is out, and they are in big dangers. And it's gonna be a slugfest here. They are just bulldozing their way up the middle lane. All those heroes who would be defying that charge and attack will just have to sleep. Will just have to be put to sleep, and they will be remembering that for another minute here. The glyph has been set, and they are destroying the tower as I speak, and they'll be pushing on, deterring towards the bottom lane with a quick farm, quick lane, and a possible bait here for the defenders. Faceless Void already has the Maelstrom, and it's gonna provide a quicker hit rate. There's the Ice Path. Void getting out of the way. Storm Spirit creating disruption there. There's a Macropyre catching everyone off guard. Down goes Beastmaster and Lich. There is free hit by Faceless Void. There's a Time Walk chasing down the dragon. Jakiro gets caught in the rift. And there is the Ice Path stopping both but not the Faceless Void. And now Templar Assassin will just be finishing off the stragglers from the Dire team. Ultra kill by Templar Assassin. Shocking the team from SAMAL. They apparently don't know what to do. Even the tanky Bristleback is no match now for Templar Assassin, as Templar Assassin delivers blow after blow, and it will be the cause of Bristleback's demise. But not without 2 of the Radiant team going to sleep as well. Right now it's a 13k net worth advantage by the Radiant team. The team from POLOMOLok turning the tides around, and it is in their favor. Again, there is a free hit by Faceless Void being left there to fend for himself, just having free hits, and Templar Assassin will be dying for the first few moments, and she'll be back online. 4 men down, and it is the 19th minute here in the first game of Ncgc POLOMOLok versus Ncgc SAMAL, and the SAMAL boys apparently do not have any answer for this problem that the Radiant team is giving them. 5-man team, full on assault on the bottom lane, destroying the tower and the barracks, and they are not backing. Oh yeah, okay, they're now backing down, and it will be wiser for them to do so, but not without Lich almost getting it. A Macropyre has been set. There is a Chronosphere, 3-man Chrono hitting 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, 3 men asleep, 3 men dead, and there's a wild access. A chase by the Beastmaster on the Ogre Magi. There is the Sai attack, and it will slice through the heart of the Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi, the last man dead. And there's a buyback by Jakiro, but it will not amount to anything except some creep control as the Radiant team delivers a bulldoze of an attack up on the bottom lane.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
So the SAMAL boys now most probably are scratching their heads and they just need to have a small huddle and think about what they have to do here. Storm Spirit has to have a perfect time setup here. Ball Lightning should be done at the very opportune time. Otherwise, it will just be a waste of mana here and setup. Most practically, they should go and maybe take a smoke and just hunt down a hero or two, but not while Templar Assassin here is fully buffed up with items. There's the BKB, the Blink, Dagger, and the Desolator, and it's going to be one heck of a damage there, a damage output from Templar Assassin, especially after the side blades would be dealt there after the meld. Polomolok boys now on full assault, going up the tier 3 of the top lane, and the defenders are frantically scrambling, supporting each other. There is a support Bloodlust on the dragon. There is a tank just facing off but gets hit by the power shot, and Faceless Void still waiting for the Chronosphere, and now it is online. We are waiting for a convergence of enemy defenders before he goes in. Baiting there, tanking, waiting for a couple or three of them to be at the right spot. There's a power shot. 3, 2, 1. No, not yet. Still waiting. And Chronosphere here is about to go on a full assault, but then he gets back, being targeted by the tower. 1, 2, 3. There's a Chronosphere. A couple of them just gets inside of that, and the Drow Ranger gets the full brunt. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And Bristleback is the only one left, but not without being bought back by Drow Ranger. And it's a 4-0 exchange. The SAMAL boys now in a quandary, and they call it GG for the first game. And it will be Anak ni Robin team from the Polomolok, or from Team Ncgc Polomolok, bagging the first game here on the best of 3. What just happened was that Storm Spirit was quite ineffective in initiating or picking off heroes there. They knew that the Templar Assassin as well as the Faceless Void will be a very dangerous team up, especially for free hits. Especially Templar Assassin, you got to see there while it's still in 20-minute mark, she already has the Desolator as well as the BKB. It wouldn't really sound well for the other team, and they had to shut her out. But then there's Void, Faceless Void, Bristleback not being able to defend and tank it out. The meld and the side blades just proving to be too damaging for them, and they tend to line up or group together. Okay, and I think that was the practical problem that they weren't able to answer, and it was Team Polomolok's game this time. Had they been able to pick or shut down one of the core heroes, it could have been another matter for the team from SAMAL. But okay, so that's game 1. Again, Polomolok grabbing first win for the best of 3 series here in the face-off between Polomolok versus SAMAL, and we'll be back shortly for game 2. And we hope you stay with us as we deliver this in English. I'm your caster and analyst, Sensei, signing off for a few minutes of break. See you. We welcome you back here for the best of 3 series between Team Ncgc from Polomolok versus the boys in SAMAL, with Game 1 being awarded to the boys in Polomolok. They just put out a good steady assault there, and finally the team from SAMAL succumbed to their onslaught on the 23rd minute mark. Practically Templar Assassin and Faceless Void just delivering the death blows by the mid game. And now we are here on the second game. We have in Radiant team, the SAMAL boys. They just banned Templar Assassin for their first ban. And now we have the 5 heroes here: Bane, Pudge, Axe, Blood, Seeker, and Tinker. While for the team from Polomolok in the Dire, we have Skywrath, Abaddon, Jakiro, Monkey King, and Invoker. So they'll be having a much more flexible setup here. Invoker being able to dictate the pace if done correctly. But then there is Pudge that could also disrupt the flow of the team from Polomolok, as well as Axe. They have a lot of initiators here. Practically almost everyone except maybe Tinker as an initiator. Of course, Tinker will be delivering just the damage and the spam damage from afar. While here on the Dire team, we have Jakiro, or maybe Monkey King, or maybe Invoker as their main setters here. And we'll be seeing what would happen later in a few seconds. Again, I am your caster and analyst, Sensei, welcoming you here for the English cast of the best of 3 match, the Game 2 between Polomolok and SAMAL in this face-off every Wednesday.
Prepare to make way.
There's a quick early pause there by
It's pronounced
Tinker.
Admiral.
The SAMAL boys perhaps needs a little bit more time to compose themselves after that defeat, a quick defeat on the 23rd minute mark of Game 1. And yeah, there's a shout out from Skywrath. Shout out Dao si Kim. Yeah, hi Kim. And also hello to Marydale. Our players getting engaged in all the shoutouts as well with our viewers. Okay, there's another shoutout there coming from Despair. And Axe goes in. Bane also reconnects. And we'll be starting this game, or resuming this game, in a few seconds. Alright, again, the boys from SAMAL will be the Radiant team, and the Dire team will be composed of the boys from Polomolok. So we have Jakiro and Monkey King for the safe lane, up on the top lane for the Dire team. While on the off lane, we have Skywrath Mage and Abaddon. To be taken there on the mid lane is Invoker, but not without any definition yet from the Radiant team, as they decide to go up in a smoke first and hunt down probable and potential kills here. Let's see if they're successful with their hunt or not. Smoke almost getting popped out because of the Invoker there, but yeah, they'll be deterring and flanking, going around by the back as well as by the sides. Bane is discovered. Jakiro makes a quick run to the tower, but then the unsuspecting hero here, there you go, Monkey King, gets caught there. Bane with a nightmare. There's the laser, there's the hunger, and there's the first kill by Blood Seeker. Quick kill, 5-man kill against Monkey King. He didn't stand a chance, and Monkey King, even if he was disguised as a tree or so, gets discovered there. Did not really pan out. Monkey King, because of his mischief, got him killed. So unfortunate. And it's a 3-man push there by the top lane, and it's going to be another pause by Invoker. There's quite a lag with his computer, and we'll be checking checking up on that in a few seconds. So Abaddon will be the tank as well as the force to just push on the creeps and the lane here, while Skywrath Mage will be providing cover and artillery support. But then Skywrath decides to up the ante on the top lane for a 3-on-3 slugfest. There is a bolt, and the focus here is just focus with that damage. Pudge gets hit by Monkey King, free hit by Skywrath Mage. There's another bolt, and Pudge will be harassing Skywrath Mage to cover up for Blood Seeker, and they will be backing down. Nobody will be dying for now, and there is a defensive warding there. Jakiro waiting for the right time, just hits Bane. There is another bolt by Skywrath Mage. Pudge ready to hook. There is a Nightmare ready for damage. There's the hit. But then Skywrath Mage will have to sleep for now. Last hit there by Bane, and now Bloodseeker is being hunted by Monkey King. The revenge is up and ready, ripe for the picking. Monkey, all angry, just getting a couple of them. And it sounds so sweet for the Radiant team, rather the Dire team. Dragon and Monkey just delivering the damaging and death blows. Team from Polomolok creating a statement here that they mean business and they are here to stay and give the onslaught. But the Dire team of the Radiant team is not going to let that up just yet, and they are waiting for the right setup. Hook is about to happen. There it goes. Free hit. There is the stun, but then the 3-man gank proves to be too much for the Monkey, and the Monkey will rather fly away. Axe here, just harassing Abaddon. Abaddon still on the Aphotic Shield and pushing Axe back. There's the battle thirst or battle hunger.
Radiant's middle tower can handle this deluge.
There is a triple team there. There's the hook. Does not hit. Invoker only hits something else, and the free hit will be up and about. There's a free hit. There's the spam by Tinker, and there's the final hit. Now the Sunstrike hitting Bane, and Bane will be going on a Nightmare, but Tinker will also have to exit himself for this match or for this fight. The Dire team being so aggressive in the first 3 minutes, already taking down 6 heroes or 6 kills as opposed to 3 by the Radiant team. They are even more aggressive this time than the first game. But it's still too early. We'll still have to see if the SAMAL boys will be able to pull this game off and force the other team for a game 3 or not. There's a signal by the Dire team. Jakiro waiting for attackers there for the bait. Finally, somebody put Abaddon down. It's Axe, and there is Escanor. Pudge ready to pull Jakiro out of the sky. Backs down. Jakiro unsuspecting what's happening, while in the mid lane, Invoker is able to just snip off another hero from the opposite team, and another kill will be dealt there. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Pudge missing that hook on the Jakiro. Practically, Pudge was hesitant to do that hook, and by the time he engaged that, it was too late. And now, Bloodseeker is being chased, but not without the Nightmare. There's the hook on Monkey King by the Pudge, but Pudge will be retreating to the towers, still too deep into enemy territory with all those backups ready to pounce on him if he does commit. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, there is a heroic stance again by Abaddon. but
Dire's
yeah,
bottom tower won't last long.
Axe is just too tanky for him. And the Sunstrike, Axe knowing that the Sunstrike is about to happen,
Dire's bottom tower
just dances
is
left
under
and right
attack.
and miss it and gets missed. A probable 2-on-1 gank here on the middle lane. Tinker being set up for the kill, but then Skywrath Mage decides to help the top lane instead, as the 3-man push by the Radiant team is ensuing as of current. And now Skywrath Mage flanking, but being careful not to be hooked by Pudge there. Pudge seeing Monkey King, but then it's not going to be a good decision, as Monkey King would just be able to escape unless there would be 3 heroes there to combine to have a good combination. The hook is out and it connects. There's the hit. Pudge being the tank here. Monkey King delivering death blows but does not really deal that much damage. And there's a Sunstrike. Whoever is gonna get hit will die, of course. And now down goes Bane. Jakiro being hooked again by Pudge. Skywrath Mage ever so angry now. Pudge taking the hits there from Skywrath, but then there's a 1 and 2, and finally Skywrath Mage bows down to our Bloodseeker. Only 7 minutes into the game and a lot of kills have been happening. Practically all lanes are seeing such much action. It's really quite difficult to monitor them. It's happening simultaneously and it's practically chaotic. And right now there is Bloodseeker, there's the bolt, and now even Bane. Okay, there's a Sunstrike. It does not hit, does not connect. There is the Arcane Bolt. And the defenders here on the Radiant team are just hiding behind the towers, but not without a flank there. Skywrath Mage hooked by Pudge and being chased now by Bloodseeker, and he smelled blood. Monkey King, quick to escape up the trees, and will be going to safety. He knew he was going to be next there, and he knew that he wouldn't be no match for the 3-man attack squad there. There's Pudge, there's Bloodseeker, and there is Bane. Bane would be doing the Nightmare, then the hook, and afterwards, or rather maybe a Nightmare, then the Bloodrite, and then the hook. And as Monkey King is silenced, it's going to be game over, and by then Bloodseeker will be able to have true sight. So he knew better than to stay there, and he just escaped right away. Good call by Monkey King. And on the bottom lane, it's an epic battle between the Horseman and the Axeman. And they are just tickling each other to death. And there you go. The chase is on. Apothic Shield just by Axe, and Axe is seeking, and he will have to hit the dust there. Abaddon, revenge being sought. Pudge now chasing Jakiro. Jakiro ready for the hook, and he takes it in the face as Pudge delivers it to him. He was just too ready to accept that hook. It was just right in front of him, and it was a sure kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And now we have Invoker killing Tinker there by the mid lane, and the Sunstrike damaging quite well there.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Apparently the Radiant team has big trouble here avoiding all those easy picks, easy kills there. There's the Rupture. Skywrath Mage out to teleport, and he is successful. Abaddon covers for him, and the push will be up and about here on the bottom lane, as Bloodseeker will have to contend himself with the tower and creep kills. Another kill has been done there. Despair Invoker being skillful. Quick hands, quick fingers, just being ever so decisive with the skills being delivered, and it overpowers Tinker there. Now the Radiant team has an answer, or maybe might have an answer. A 4-man attack squad, but then it does not connect, and Abaddon will be backing down behind the tower. Bloodseeker will be retreating for now. Pudge pulling the creeps, and I think the hunt is off, but not without Bane here flanking and waiting to catch Abaddon here with a Nightmare, but no, he instead decides to put offensive wards here. There is Sky of Mage ready to unleash hell. Abaddon being Nightmare. There's the hook. Apothic Shield not happening. There's the Ice Path. There is the Dual Breath. The Sunstrike hits, and it makes Pudge go out of order. And now there's another slash, and Axe brings down Hey Jude, and Baby Althea also brings down Skywrath Mage. The Radiant team finally being able to pull one off against the Dire team, and they will be bringing down 3 heroes here and potentially a tower, first tier tower on the bottom lane. Skywrath Mage quick to assist, but then there's the Rights, and it does not catch. Skywrath Mage still able to cast spells, chases down Bloodseeker, and there it goes. Quick to run, it finally hits Bloodseeker. There is a focus fire, but no, there is a blink, and there is a call by Axe. There's the Ice Path. 3-man attack down on Axe. Axe escaping, but then he will be biting the dust. Invoker here, just being quite so skillful here. Over 9,000 if I'm not mistaken. Just everyone being placed in front of him just goes plopped, and they just die. As easy as that. Invoker, a 1-man team right now, and Radiant team is still confused what to do with Invoker. They're letting Invoker just be, and Invoker is bringing the fight now to the bottom lane, assisting his comrades, and it's going to be a 4-man push here on the bottom lane. The first tier tower in the bottom lane, and the Radiant team will not be defending this. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Pudge gets Monkey King. There is the Cullen, does not kill Monkey King, and Monkey King was able to hit a couple more before being taken down by the 3-man squad. Mid lane, another frontier for damage and attack. Invoker ready for the barrage of hell that he is about to bestow upon on Bloodseeker, but yeah, Bloodseeker wise enough to back down. A one-on-one wouldn't do him good. But then Invoker didn't have much mana there. It could have gone the other way. And they'll be deciding to be more cautious and do safe games for now. Tinker still underfarmed. What just happened? Tinker not being able to do much because of the Invoker. Invoker proving to be overwhelming, and Tinker still just not having even a good item here, except for maybe Magic Wand here. The smoke. The hunt is on. Bloodseeker catching Jakiro. Jakiro still not being cast with a Rupture because of a quick kill he will be able to do. Instead, Bloodseeker will be saving that for another hero. Jakiro just getting it, all of it. Double damage rune here, right for the picking. And Axe will be taking down the tower.
Dire's bottom tower couldn't withstand the tide.
Tinker already now having Boots of Travel, a good development there. Again, for those of you who just watched or just logged in, you are watching Game 2 of a best of 3 series between POLOMOLok and SAMAL, both Ncgc teams, with Ncgc POLOMOLok getting the first game a while ago, and now it is Game 2, and we'll be seeing if it's going to be another sweep by Ncgc POLOMOLok, or the boys from SAMAL will be able to pull one and force this into a 3-game series. Bloodseeker just putting on the damage there. Ice Path does not phase him. He will be putting the tower, but not without a glyph, and Skyrath has been caught off guard there, flanked by Pudge, while Bloodseeker continues to kill and destroy the first tier tower by the mid lane, and now they are out to hunt by the top lane. Axe searching for the enemy. Monkey King teleporting out just in time. And the action is here now in the mid lane. There's the Ice Path, there's the laser. Invoker finally hitting the dust, but not without Jakiro also succumbing to Bloodseeker. Monkey King deciding to back off finally, but then the Blood Riot is up. Tinker buys back. Tinker teleports for the reinforcements. Laser and rockets up on the Abaddon. Bane is the focus of all the damage here. Bane will be able to run away. Hooked by Pudge. There is the Mystic Flare, and does not really do much on Pudge. There's the Macropyre, too late, but then the Macropyre and the Ice Path does wonders. The laser is up, and Bane will also have to go down. There's the call, and there's gonna be a whack attack by Axe. Another hit, but then Monkey King also gets the sharp edge of that. Bloodseeker sensing blood. Another on Skyrath. There's the meteor by Invoker, and down he goes. After all that mayhem, it comes down to this. Invoker redeeming himself, still bleeding, but yeah, he was able to just wipe out the enemy. Good comeback there on the clash by the mid lane on the second tier tower. Nobody was paying attention to the tower, and everyone else was paying attention to get easy kills, and it was a free-for-all. But then Invoker, being the last man in, was able to pick everyone off, and also being able to dodge that hook by Pudge in style. It's still 17-minute mark. We're going into the mid game, and we have seen about 43 kills happening, 3 times as much as what we had a while ago. And both teams are really out for blood. A quick shutdown of heroes, and apparently it's a close fight with 23 and 20 for either teams, with a little bit of the advantage for the Radiant with a little bit over 1k net worth. This could still go either way. One good clash, one bad miscalculation that could bring the whole team down to its knees, could spell trouble for anyone who would be on the short end of the stick. Radiant team with the illusion now, and they are converging, feigning attack, and splitting up. Pudge ready for the hook. Everyone else is scattered here. March of the Machines providing cover. Pudge ready to hook out. Axe ready to blink in. They're waiting for the bait, and Pudge will be deciding to have a hook. There's the Blood Riot. It hits Abaddon. Pudge does not hook that. Doesn't really matter much, and they will be contented now with a second tier tower by the mid lane. And they will now be backing down a little bit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The enemy has been seen by the ward there. They saw that there is a Monkey King there. Monkey King jumps off to the trees, goes down to the shrine, and leaps again for the other trees for a teleport. Will he get caught or not? It's the latter. So Monkey King again quick to his feet and quick to teleport out to safety. Saves him another day and a minute of clashes here. Tinker providing defensive and tactical advantage here. With the March of the Machines, Invoker flees to safety. He gets rocketed and he will teleport out while it's still early. So right now it's a 20th minute mark. The runes are up. They have been taken. And there's the Blinken by Axe. There's the call. Gets out of there. There is the Rupture. Just focusing on the Skywrath Mage as the Axe goes on with the Blade Mail and keeping Abaddon at bay, as well as preventing Skywrath from moving, as well as hitting him due to the Blade Mail. We are about to see a good clash here, 20 minutes into the game, and things are about to get ugly and bloody here by the shrine on the right side of this map. Monkey King still so far from the action here, while Tinker is ready to unleash rockets, lasers, blink in, and March of the Machines, all the damages to cover the teammates as well as give damage to the opposing team. Should the opposing teams decide to stay here on the shrine, it will really get ugly for them. And right now, Skywrath is practically dead man flying. So we have this pause here, practically a technical difficulty, and we're resolving the issue. Either way, the teams have been set up quite good here. They have counters for each one of them. Jakiro providing the best final wave of damage during clashes, so long as he does not get primaried and just vanishes into thin air. Monkey King could be the second wave attack. The initiator, of course, Abaddon tanking in, while Invoker creating the first initiation. As for the Radiant team, the boys from SAMAL here, they have to get their thing together. Right now they're doing so. It's a good game. Things are shining their way, and we'll see if they're able to sustain this, or it might spell doom for them. Quick teleport, and it does work. There's the Ice Path. Abaddon getting the brunt of the attacks. There's the borrowed time. There's the call by Axe. Again, there's the laser. Fudge goes in for the fray, gets knocked back. There's the Ice Path. Axe with the Blade Mail, but does not really compute much for him. The hook misses its mark. There is an angry Skywrath with Bloodseeker on the BKB. Not really going back, but he should have gone back and hit them. But it's proving to be too much of a difficulty for them. Mystic Flare just being too scary for the Bloodseeker, and the Radiant team will have to retreat with 2 heroes left, as all the other 3 have just died there. Good defense by the Dire team. Timely Invoker there, giving enough time for Skywrath to teleport out. Otherwise, it could have spell doomed. I was expecting Skywrath to go away, but then he survived. So good for him. Good call, good timing, good decision making from Invoker. The MVP for that clash practically saved them a ton of headache. The Dire team now already has a little bit more advantage in net worth, but with 2 losses in comparison with the Radiant team. There's the Hurricane, there's the Meteor, and then Tinker not able to do much. There's the laser, there's the missile, there's the rearm, blinks out. There's another missile or rocket barrage, and Despair, and a little bit of Despair just ghost walks. blinks out, gets caught by the sides of Pudge. Pudge does not commit too deep into enemy territory, and those spirits will be added damage there, so they would not be committing to that one. Tinker providing attack and support for the onslaught and the assault on the tier 2 tower of the bottom lane. Where are the defenders? They are there up on the 3rd tier with the one just flanking them, making sure that the flanks are secure, while the other one is pushing down, scouting the shrine, and going back to base for defense. Roshan is up and ripe for the picking, but nobody's minding him. Monkey King farming up for good items. Practically everyone else is doing that right now by their own side of the map, but not for the Radiant team. They are converging now. They're planning for a quick assault on the Roche pit, but they would rather hit the illusion of Monkey King. And of course, they are discovered and they will be cautious as ever now. And there's a smoke, a counter attack after being discovered and feigning that they have retreated. Now they are in smoke and will be on the offensive. There is the blink in, there's the call, but misses Smart. Monkey King going away, but then get caught by Tinker. Tinker also caught by the Wukong's army. And there is a Mystic Flare hitting Bloodseeker, but then Bloodseeker is still in BKB. Quick hits, quick attack being caught in the whirlwind, and then Abaddon now in borrowed time. And there's a silence now. Double kill on Bloodseeker. Now there is the Nightmare on Abaddon getting ready for the combination 1, 2, 3, and whack attack. Now it's going to go and get ugly. The blink in, and there's the Battle Hunger on Monkey King. There's a Rocket Barrage. Monkey King fleeing for his life here. Axe being such a bully, and the Radiant team now will be attacking a Glyph 3rd tier mid lane tower. Buyback from Abaddon that just went down with an ugly outcome. The call there, Tinker, spam attack, spam damage. Wukong being able to redeem himself. Abaddon chasing down Bane, but Bloodseeker is out for blood again. Now being chased by Skywrath Mage, but then Bloodseeker just taking in the damage. Mystic Flare up and about, silenced now. Bloodseeker makes a quick escape, dodging all those projectiles. Gets a rune, runs away, takes the damage, and will be babysitted there by Tinker for safety. Bloodseeker being the key factor for this clash here, as Bloodseeker is still alive, and on BKB the SY as well as the stats there would be too much for the enemy team. Easy hits, easy kills, squisher ones like Jakiro as well as Invoker. They have to watch out for Bloodseeker. The linchpin of this dire team is as soon as either Invoker and or Skywrath Mage dies, it's almost as game over for the clash. The key here is to take down Invoker, and for the defending team, they have to keep Invoker in check and alive and being able to spam out skills there and combinations on the defense and hit and kill the opposing team. A convergence now up on the shrine here. A couple of them heroes farming up. Monkey and Skywrath Mage sensing a hero there, but Tinker quick to blink out. Monkey King will be getting the creeps and pushing on the bottom lane, while the Radiant team is on the rush pit. There's a Sunstrike hitting Bane and Bloodseeker. They don't really care. They just want that Aegis, and they want that quick, and they want it real good. Roshan knockdown in 3, 2, 1, and the Immortal will be taken. There is the Mystic Flare hitting Pudge. The hook is on, but then Pudge dies on the count. 1, 2, 3. Wukong's army getting the best of them. Bloodseeker has his Aegis pop, and he will be surrounded by 3, but then Axe will be taking one for the team. Bloodseeker being able to run away from that ice path, activating the shrine, and also dashing out to safety by the second tier tower of the top lane. Unsuspecting turn of events. There's the army, and there is the Bloodrite. 1, 2, 3, and 1 goes down, 2 goes down, and another will have to go down. A triple kill by Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker out for blood. This time, he will be backing out to safety. We'll be getting a little bit more creeps here. A little bit gold creeps, and now he is in Radiance, and it's going to be a bit more tough for the Radiant team, or rather the Dire team, to defend against Bloodseeker. We just saw a while ago, he went on a turnaround. Everyone thought Bloodseeker would be going back to base, but no, he feigned retreat, just detoured up the shrine there, and made a quick flank by the left side, and caught everyone from the Dire team off guard as he killed the attackers one by one, stopping their attack by the mid lane and practically slowing down their assault, which could have resulted to a destruction of the second tier tower had Bloodseeker either have been caught, killed there on the process, or if he would have just returned home and recharged there. Risky move by Bloodseeker, paying off and giving a glimpse of hope for the Radiant team during that clash. Practically 3 of them were dead, and there was no one there to defend, but Bloodseeker delayed the attack there. Good call by Bloodseeker. Radiant team creating space, or delaying the onslaught of Team Polomolok. Good call. Right now it's shining their way with a 3k net worth advantage. Bloodseeker being the bane of the Dire team. Well, of course, yeah, you have the bane itself there, so yeah, pun intended.
Bottom shrine is under attack.
SAMAL boys roaming around, and they will be putting this out of commission. Things are not going well for the boys from Polomolok, as the SAMAL boys keep on getting good hits, good kills, and counter attacks, picking off the squishier heroes of the Polomolok guys. And now Bloodseeker adding more damage to his arsenal. Eagle Song up and ready with a double damage. Things just keep getting better for them, and here we have Skywrath Mage in the eyesights of Bloodseeker, but then yeah, he gets Bloodseeker gets Skywrath Mage, but then Skywrath Mage was able to bring down Baby Althea with a Mystic Flare. There's the hook, and Abaddon gets caught, but not without Jakiro with the Macropyre, and it will be in the favor of Radiant team right now. No, it goes the other way around. The Dire team being able to push out. Wukong's army does not connect there, and they will be chased down. And they get to safety. The boys from SAMAL just got surprised there with a Macropyre, ice path there, as well as the Wukong's command. All the army, the monkeys there, just hitting, as well as the Sunstrike from Invoker there. Invoker already with the Aghanim Scepter, ready for a clash there, and they will be pushing down a top lane on the third tier tower. The defenders up and ready, 3 of them only. There's Tinker with the Frost, there's the Laser, defends that lane quite properly. Blinks in, catches nobody. There is Invoker, free hit on Tinker, being hooked to safety by Pudge. Quick getaway, good call. The rearm is just doing wonders for Tinker. Look at that. Tinker just going away with all this Shiva's guard. And now Tinker will be recharging up on the fountain. It's now a standstill on the 32-minute mark on the second game of this best of 3 series between Ncgc, POLOMOLok, and SAMAL. SAMAL boys just providing good game here. The team from the island here on the Radiant team just being able to push back the attackers. The POLOMOLok guys didn't know what was happening and they just got their butts handed to them. There's the smoke and the convergence, and the team from SAMAL will be out for blood, hunting up, deterring, but they will be catching nobody there. There's the counter, there's the Sunstrike hitting Tinker. Tinker just flops like a wet rag doll there, and now the smoke is up and they will be on a counter attack. They're deep into enemy territory by the mid lane, and they're goading the attackers or defenders here. There's the blink and a stun, and then there's a call. There's Wukong's command, and the Mystic Flare will be getting it out there, but no, it does not. And there is a buyback from Tinker. Tinker trying to save down. Bloodseeker not able to get out of there, and he goes down. And now Skywrath Mage, a one-on-one epic proportions with Pudge there. Pudge for the hook, misses Skywrath Mage, and he gets silenced, but then Pudge denies himself with a good suicide. And now there's a blink in. Monkey King delivering the final blow. Monkey King on the chase, catches Axe off guard, and it will be another kill for him. And the team from POLOMOLok now has turned the tides around. Tinker defending with the Shiva's guard as well as the March of the Machines. Abaddon taking the brunt. There's the rearm as well. There's the root. The hook misses. Abaddon gaining much of that life there with the borrowed time. And Abaddon will be chasing down Tinker. Pudge will be killing Abaddon, but not without Tinker being killed by Invoker. Invoker on a one-on-one against Pudge. There's the hook. He gets Invoker. They kill each other. Monkey King is the only one left alive by this area, and Monkey King will be finishing off what just started as a mini brawl, which escalated into a free-for-all, and now Monkey King will have it all.
Getting what they deserve.
Nightmare by Bane. Abaddon for the reinforcement. There is the Ice Path. Jakiro ready out. Monkey everywhere. Bloodseeker does not want any of those monkeys. Ice Path for the support, and then the Abaddon there with a final hit. Bloodseeker was not able to stand all those monkeys whacking at his face, and he will be put to sleep. And now the team from POLOMOLok with an upset there, but it's not yet over. Final defense there by Axe. Ice Path, quick hits, does not compute for Axe. Axe.exe has failed and he will be shut down. Monkey King swishing, hitting all towers, not being able to defend themselves. Unfortunately for the towers, they just stand there, and Pudge will not be able to do anything as the monkey will be smashing his face. There's the Tinker, and Pudge will be free hitting, but no, Monkey King is just the king right now. All those hits not happening, and final hits by Abaddon getting Tinker there, and they will be rewarding themselves with a sweet taste of justice and a comeback. And now it's an upset, and they will be coming home with a second win. Ncgc POLOMOLok winning over Ncgc SAMAL on the second game. An upset clash there. The clash just escalated into an all-out brawl, and it was just too much for the SAMAL boys to sustain that. Timely attacks from Monkey King and the army of monkeys just being too pesky for everyone there in the Radiant team to defend from. Of course, we have Jakir with a good place of Ice Paths and also the dual breath, and the macropyre just melting away at the axe. Even with the blade mail, it was not really enough to defend himself from that burn. So anyway, an upset victory. It was almost at the hands of the SAMAL boys, but then a bad clash at the mid lane near their second tier area tower just proved too much of a burden for them, and that's the time they made the critical and fatal mistake of pushing on rather than just waiting and counter attacking them or counter defending with a full force. But then they just walked in one by one, and they were just picked out of commission by the attackers there from POLOMOLok. So again, guys, it's the second game, and it's a 2-0 series here with Ncgc POLOMOLok gaining the victory here for our face-off. And we congratulate Team POLOMOLok, and we invite you to watch our face-offs every Wednesdays here at 6 to 8 p.m. or 6 to 9, depends if it goes to Game 3. And we'll be casting this in English as well as in Tagalog. And we hope that you go to our webpage, fb.com/ncgc esports. Click the like and follow our page for a notification as we go live every Wednesday starting at 6. And also at our Twitch page, it's twitch.tv/ncgc esports. And log in, create your account, engage in the chat there, and we hope to see you next week for another face-off between two Ncgc branches here, best of 3 series, and stay tuned. Again, this is your caster and analyst, Sensei, signing off. See you then.